was formed in 1985. It originally had 5 members, but only 2 remain now. The band has produced and released 19 award-winning albums, from their very first offering titled Meisie, which received a gold status in 1992. That was one album that put the band on the map. 24 years later, they're back with their latest album titled Duisend Perde. We chat to Ruan de Toy and, of course, Dion van der Merwe. They're in studio with me. Guys, thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks for being here.
Dion, let's talk to you. I mean, this band was formed in 1985. Most people they're not even in those kind of relationships anymore. What is it about music that has been your number one love for so long?
Well, you know, firstly, music is a universal language. So it doesn't matter whether you're Afrikaans speaking or English speaking or Zulu speaking or Spanish or whatever. You can communicate with people through music. And the moment you play music, people's faces light up. They forget about their problems, and suddenly you get another side of that human being that you're busy dealing with. And you can express and they can accept, and they can express and you can accept, and that makes it wonderful.
I'm glad he's talking about another side of the human being that can express, because my first words to you is that I would love to kidnap the two of you and take you home.
We were worried at that moment, but then you completed the sentence.
Ruan, talk to me about music. I mean, you joined Touch of Class about 5-6 years ago, and that maturity in your voice and that affliction and affection and all that kind of stuff. What has it been like, this journey, the two of you?
It's been a lot of fun and a learning curve for me. I've been doing it for quite a few years before I joined Touch of Class, obviously, and been with him being in the industry for so long and knowing so much about music and the production side of music and how to create something. There I learned quite a bit, and I'm just thankful to be around him and say, okay, well, what did you guys mean? He talks about stuff when I wasn't.
But you did introduce him to YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And WhatsApp.
And I give you my phone sometimes, says, you sort this out.
Talk to me about the other thing that I think South Africans should know, is that one of your videos has gone completely viral on YouTube and on Facebook, over 1.4 million views.
Yeah, we're actually quite lucky. We did the song for a friend in Namibia. He asked us to do the song on a performance, and we struggled, and okay, yes, let's do it, and we did it, and it became such a huge hit there that evening, and we thought, okay, well, maybe it's not a bad idea. We came back to South Africa, pulled the CD back out of the market, which has been released for 2 weeks at that time. Pull the CD back out.
That's also unusual, by the way.
We pulled the CD back out of the market and said, okay, let's put this song on it, and there wasn't space. We had to juggle and fly something, and okay, this is now working. And and then the thing went onto YouTube, and somebody else posted it. Actually, we made a little video just for fun, and somebody else posted it on Facebook for the first time, and then it went completely absurd. And I thought to myself,
so you're now getting emails in other languages?
Yeah, we're getting. We were on a radio station in Germany. We were number 1 for 3 weeks, but we don't really understand exactly how and why, because we can't understand the language. They're trying to explain to us what happened to you guys here, but we're like flabbergasted.
You guys are blowing up in Germany, and you know.
We're trying to organize a tour the next week, next year, but where we going, guys?
What are we talking to?
We were on Afrikaanse Script, that big show that Gillespie's have, and 90,000 people saw the show, and then suddenly there were like 40,000 of them that's never heard of Touch of Class, or they haven't heard the new sound. So we're getting all these mails and all these. It's like too much for us to take in at the moment, you know. And I've been in the industry for quite some time, but I've never ever experienced something like this.
The other thing I think that's very different about you guys as well is that you do the cover stuff, but you're releasing a lot of original music. Where do you find the balance? How does this creative pairing work? Who does what?
Well, you see, Touch of Class, from the word go, was a party band. And then when we had that hit with Meisie, which was just a tongue-in-cheek little thing, it put us in a certain market which, on the one hand, was very good for us. The other hand, it wasn't, because people said, oh, but what are you saying? It was just a little tongue-in-cheek song. So I had to change the sound over years. And when Ruan came, I realized that now we've got a chance to really step it up a few steps because of his voice and the different genres. So now we decided we're not going to leave our old fans out in the cold wanting to hear the Neil Diamonds and a bit of country and a bit of rock and a bit of... We'll still give them that on a second CD, but the first CD is going to be all our own new music that we co-write with other young writers, and it's fresh Afrikaans music with a little bit of deeper touch.
Oh, listen. Ruan, very quickly, you're going to have new fans. Where can people follow you? Log on very quickly.
A Touch of Class 123 Twitter account, and then Touch of Class Music on Facebook is where most of the stuff happens. All the shows are on there and everything.
Awesome. Okay, so Touch of Class is still with us until 9 o'clock. We take an ad break.